also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in live to talk to you today about conversations that close. We all know the magic is in Messenger. Anyone who's building on social media, if you don't understand the power of the DMs, you are leaving so much money on the table, but also you're probably creating some frustration for yourself because you feel like you don't have any control of your business. How many of you are a little frustrated right now? You can just put me in the comments. If you feel like you want to grow your business, you want to see more sales coming in, be able to do more things, right? We have Christmas right around the corner. We start thinking about that for those of you that celebrate Christmas, and you're starting to think about the gifts and all the things, right? Like that's what it's like this time of year. And then you think, oh my gosh, I'm barely making it right now. How am I going to have extra money for the holidays? So this is a really good time to just realize, and I'm going to give you the tools for this today, to realize that you are in the driver's seat. You can create more revenue in your business, and you have the ability to do that from your cell phone. Like you could literally take what I'm going to teach you today and get started today. All right. So I see lots of me's in the comments. We're streaming in a lot of different places right now. So I want to encourage you to share this out because not everyone knows that we're going live. So I would love that and appreciate it if y'all could do that for me. So tag a business bestie, share it if you can on that platform, actually share the video out, or just whoever you know that you think this would be helpful for, let them know. I would really appreciate that. So I don't know if you guys saw my post on my wall over the weekend or if you're on Instagram, but we went to New York City. I've been a couple times, but this was totally different. How many of you have visited New York City or are from there? Let me know your favorite part about New York City if you've been. It was such a great trip. I was featured in Times Square, crazy, on the NASDAQ billboard. It was just so surreal. But I was received the honor of being acknowledged for being the top CEO for 2022 by the International Association of Top Professionals. And it's a global organization. I was actually able to meet some of the other category winners while I was there. And it was just unbelievable, the conversation. Such an honor. So I want to publicly thank my team for all the work that you do behind the scenes for that. And it's just a reminder that what we've created here is now being acknowledged and seen by those outside of our immediate space. And it just really made me realize that we have something really special here in our community. And I want to tell you, thank you so much for continuing to show up and be on our Facebook Lives and watch our content and participate in our offerings. Thank you so much for making this possible. But we had the best time ever. It was the first time, obviously, the girls have been there. And this morning, Elise was like, I want to go back to New York City instead of going to school. I was like, well, too bad, get on the bus. But it was so much fun. I had a great time. So I'd love to hear what you've loved most about New York City if you've been there. And tomorrow I'm heading to Florida to MC one of my business besties, Cynthia Stantz, in-person experience. You can still come. It's in St. Augustine. So if you're in the Florida area and want to make the trip, I highly recommend coming. Just shoot our team a DM and we'll get you the link to register for that. All right. So with that being said, let's jump into the content at hand. I don't know, whatever. Let's just jump into the content. So let me ask you a question. When it comes to closing conversations and when it comes to making money in Messenger, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in your ability to do that? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is you're not. You don't remember the last time you made a sale in the DMs. You don't even know what I'm talking about. You're just like, yeah, I don't do that. 10 is that's how you build your business. You're a rock star at it. You could teach this training. You are crushing it when it comes to growing your business in the DM. So put on a scale of 1 to 10, put that in the comments for me, okay? So I will say this, I'm going to give you some baseline strategies today. I've got 5 for you actually. It's going to be instrumental for you to really get this down, okay? And there's a lot more to this, obviously. I can only teach so much in a Facebook Live or YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever we are. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to take the 5 strategies I'm going to give you today, and then I've decided to turn this into a 5-day boot camp. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come together for 5 full days to dig into every piece of this, and not just closing in Messenger, but closing sales in general. So we have a 5-day boot camp coming up that is free. So as of right now, it's free. You can come in. We do it for the 5 days and then it's gone. So it's not something you can access later. It's called Enroll Like a Boss Boot Camp. It's for anyone who needs to increase enrollment, enrolling into your network marketing company, your direct sales, maybe get more customers, For somebody who has a service-based industry that they're in, such as a coach, or maybe you sell courses, you basically need to enroll more people into what you have to sell, okay? So if any of you are in business, this would be absolutely perfect for you. I've never done this before. It's brand new content and we will not be repeating it. We always change up our offering. So if you want to come to that, you can just put link in the comments on Facebook, just drop a link in the comments. If you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio. You can register there. LinkedIn, YouTube, you can also just leave a comment that you want to enroll and we'll get you all situated, okay? So that's going to be fantastic. I'm beyond excited. And there's a VIP option where you can get Zoom coaching with me every day after the live session. And we did a total steal of a deal price on that. So I don't want anyone to miss VIP, okay? So when you register, the next page will give you the VIP option. Make sure you choose VIP if you're really serious about learning this content, okay? All right, let's jump in. So how to close more sales with better conversations? How do we utilize Messenger to be able to actually make money online? So for those of you that don't know, I actually built my entire business in Messenger. What's really interesting is we're actually shifting all of this right now for 2023, but we have accumulated over almost $7 million in revenue all through Messenger. I know. It's crazy. So we do live events, right? We'll have, we'll do something where we'll share, hey, this program's open right now. And all of those sales actually happen in Messenger. So if you're like, well, I don't know if that would work for me or if that works, I'm telling you, it is unbelievable what you can create in Messenger because we can create a connection. We can use voice memo. It's very efficient as well versus booking calls and things like that, which trumps everything, right? But a lot of people don't have that strategy in place, okay? So I just really want to encourage you to get out pen and paper and take this information seriously, okay? Oh, thank you for sharing with your team, Janet. I appreciate you. Okay, number one, I want you to lead with great content. This is a no-brainer, but I'm gonna challenge you in the last 30 days. I want, after you get off of this, actually you can just do October. After you get off this training, this is your homework. I want you to do an audit, a self-audit. I want you to pretend that with my eyes on your business, what I would see with the value that you've offered on your primary platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're hanging out. And I want you to ask yourself, would Kimberly find this content I'm sharing valuable to my audience? A lot of you watching this don't know who your audience is. You don't know what content they need. You don't know if it's valuable. So you got to get that part figured out first, okay? So we want to lead with great content. If you're not leading with great content and you're not making your way to Messenger with people, that's why. It starts with the content. People need to see you know what you're talking about or you offer valuable information. People come to social media to connect with you. I did a TED Talk last year and it was all about reclaiming social media for good because I truly believe God has given us such a powerful tool to be able to reach people around the world with a Wi-Fi signal. I mean, seriously. And so we can use it for good or bad, right? Well, we have to remember people are coming to social media to fill a need. They come for something. They come to connect. They come to be inspired. They come to be educated. They come to be entertained. They come to learn something. So you have to ask yourself, are you fulfilling that need? When people digest your content, digesting content literally means here, if you're reading my book, grab this book, by the way, Becoming a Money Boss. If you're reading my book, you're digesting my content. Okay, you're reading the book. So if they're reading your posts, they're watching your TikToks, that's digesting content. When they're digesting content, are you fulfilling one of those needs? And are they seeing you as the person who can help them? Okay. Number two, you're going to look for ways to mentor. This, you guys, put a star by this one, please. Okay. Look for ways to mentor. I have launched with 3 companies, 3 different network marketing companies. I'm now retired, but I have launched 3 different times. And the first time I didn't know what I was doing. There was no rhyme or reason. Okay. I don't even know how I achieved anything. Eventually I started learning how to do it the right way. Right. But I kind of lit my way up and eventually I broke through the ranks and reached, really good levels. But when I launched with the next 2 companies, I was able to, between those 2 companies, enroll almost 400 people direct to me. Okay, now how did I do that? Well, I was like, geez, this is crazy. Like so many people. I didn't reach out to anyone. I wasn't cold messaging. I wasn't like, hey, you want to join my team? And I was like, how did I have so many people? I went back. I didn't do it with everybody. I did about 100 people, but I went back and looked at every messenger conversation, and I wanted to see what the history was of our relationship. I have chills right now. Every single one of them, I had mentored them in some way before they joined my team. There was this one girl, I never forget, it was really late at night, and she asked me to watch her Facebook Live and give her feedback. And it was like 15 minutes. And I'm like, I was so tired and I had all this stuff to do. And I was like, I do not want to watch this girl's freaking Facebook Live. And something in me said, watch her live and give her some feedback and help her out. So I watched it. I gave her feedback. What do you know? She ended up joining my team a few months later. So you would be surprised at how many people you can help. Now, this is the key thing though. You have to look for ways to mentor without trying to close anyone. So it's just like when we give, we don't give. Like I always love to do donations anonymously, because when we give and we want everyone to see how much money we gave, or we do something good, we open a door for someone, right? We're like, oh, is it someone watching me be nice right now, right? We give generously because we want to give and we expect nothing in return. That's true generosity. Well, mentorship, true mentorship is when you are mentoring other people without expecting anything in return. This is very hard for people. So do it without expecting anything in return. Now, how can you actually do it in a way that's actually going to raise your own stock where they really see you as a great resource? So before I wrote Why Balance is BS, that's a #1 selling book that I have. You should check it out. I think you'd love it. It's all about time management and productivity and how to juggle all the things. Because, as a mom, there's 50 million things every day. So before I wrote that book, every time people would ask me, how do I get it all done? How do I do it? There was this YouTube video. I forgot her name. She's like a home designer kind of person. She's famous. She had this great YouTube video that showed how she juggled her business. She homeschooled her kids too. Her little kids, her business, got all the chores done around the house. Like, how did she do it? Well, she time blocked. And I learned time blocking and all that. Every time somebody asked me, how do you do it all? Say, oh my gosh, I've got you covered. I'd pull this girl's YouTube video up and I'd send it to them in Messenger. Do you know what happened? All of those people were so grateful. Oh my goodness, you went and found a YouTube video for me. Like, who are you? That's how you stand out. That's how you're different. But also, when we give and we don't expect anything in return, we get back tenfold. Okay? It's biblical. You can go read it. But you have to have it where there's no attachment to it. So if you have a podcast, if you have a YouTube channel, if you go live, even better. So what I could do right now is I'm doing this training right now, right? Closing better conversations, how to make money on social. And let's say someone comments on one of my posts, maybe an Instagram reel, and she's like, oh, I'm really struggling. I could message her and say, hey, I just did a Facebook Live training all about this. Here's the link. Let me know what you think. Let me know your favorite takeaways. So what's happening is I'm showing her I have resources that can help you, and I'm driving her back to my content. So then what happens? She doesn't just watch the one video. How many of you, when you stumbled upon me, you went and binged? You like found the podcast and you're like, oh my gosh, and you're going through one after the other in your 4-hour-long road trip, right? Or maybe you grabbed a book and you're like, oh wow, this is really great. And then you started watching videos, because we want to digest content. We want to learn. We want someone's coattails to grab onto. Be the lifeline for your person. Can you guys see how service oriented this is? This is really about serving others and getting out of your own way, okay? So put a star by that one. That is like literally the best advice I could give you. When I launched my coaching business, all the people who first came in were people who I'd mentored. So it can help you with any industry that you're in, okay? Number 3, tell them what you do and don't make it weird, okay? You have to tell people what you do, and you need to learn how to not make it weird, okay? You know what I'm talking about. You're like, oh yes, well, I felt very distressed. And so one day my friend showed me this opportunity where I could get back my time freedom and financial freedom and create a legacy wealth for my children and generations to come. Like no, that's just weird, okay? No offense if that's like your strategy, but I'm not going to filter with you. People can smell that a mile away and it feels very disingenuous. What we want to do instead is tell them what you do and don't make it weird. So I'm going to challenge you guys right now. Let's pretend I have softball today, which is not pretend, my daughter does. I'm going to go to the softball game, practice. Another parent's going to ask me, what do you do? What do you say to them? Put it in the comments for me right now. And speaking of your business, not like your 9 to 5. Okay, put it in the comments for me. I'm watching right now. What do you do? What's your quick answer? Okay. So my quick answer is, oh, I'm a business coach. I teach women how to build businesses on social media. That's literally what I am, a business coach, and it's all social media. Anything, somebody has fitness studios, they do real estate, they sell paintings and galleries. Anybody who wants to do something on social, I'm your girl. Okay. So you've got to get that down. And so for those of you that sell a product, you sell an opportunity. That's a tricky one because you feel like, how do I do it where it's not salesy, right? You have to humanize it. Okay. So you can say something like, say you're chatting with them in Messenger and you're like, hey, by the way, I hope you love that time management video I sent you. By the way, what do you do? It sounds like you're juggling a lot of different things. And let's say Liz is like, oh yeah, I'm a realtor. I've got 2 kids. I'm also an entrepreneur. I've got a side hustle, right? Like the majority of people in your audience probably have a side hustle of some sort. Okay. So you can say to them, that's awesome. That's actually what I do. I work with other moms to show them how to build a side hustle right on social from their cell phones, just working it into the nooks and crannies of their day, and they can easily add it to whatever else they're doing. Hey, have you ever thought about adding another stream of income to what you're doing? So the positioning of it is very, hey, let's work this in. Hey, something easy. Now let's say you're in coaching and you're like, how do I work in my coaching thing that I have? Like, let's say you do relationship coaching. And you're like, okay, how do I bring that up? You have to remember what you have isn't for everyone. Some will, some won't, so what? But what we're looking for is for them to know who you are so that they can one day work with you or refer you to others. Okay, you want referrals. You can build your whole business off referrals. So let's say you're a relationship coach and you're like, how do I work that in? Okay. So you always want to make that commonality. What's the commonality? So if you go to their wall and you're like, hey, I noticed that we've been on LinkedIn for some time, Cynthia and I. Cynthia, you're so awesome, by the way. So Cynthia's a business coach and she helps faith-based entrepreneurs to start and scale their businesses. Okay, this is perfect. Cynthia, let's put her up on the screen. If you're not on Instagram, you can't see this, but this is badass. So think about it. If you are a faith-based entrepreneur, which is a great audience, and you either want to start or scale your business, she's your girl. This is like as clear as it can get. Notice how it's not spammy. Notice how she's not like, hey, let me coach you. She's telling them what she does. Okay. So with the relationship example, you can say, hey, Cynthia, I saw we're LinkedIn connections and we haven't, we've been on LinkedIn, but we haven't really connected. And I would just love to get to know you better. I saw that you're also a business coach. What space are you in? Or I saw that you're also a coach. What space are you in? And she might say, oh, I'm a business coach. And I can say, that's awesome. I'm a relationship coach. This is what I specialize in. I would love for us to support each other. And you know what? Book a connect call. So Cynthia and I get on the phone. She's a business coach. I'm a relationship coach. Don't you think we could refer each other to each other, people? And what are the chances at some point I need some business coaching if I have a relationship coaching business? And what are the chances at some point that either she needs some support in her relationships? Who here has like the perfect relationships in your life? Nobody, right? Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm either going to need Cynthia at some point, or I'm going to have clients. I'm going to have so many people to refer to her. It's collaboration. It's networking. Network marketing applies to the coaching industry. You have to learn how to network. If you're just like posting on your wall and you're like, where are the people? I'm telling you guys, we're going to cover this in the boot camp. It's not working anymore. Okay. Everybody's seen the post. Everybody knows what you're posting. It's just not working anymore. You've got to learn how to change it up. Okay. So tell them what you do and don't make it weird. Number 4, you're going to ask questions. You're going to get to know them and you're going to identify the pain points. Okay. So number 4, we're asking questions. We want to get to know them. There's a huge hiccup that I see people do is what they'll do is when they're talking to somebody, they'll send a link before qualifying the person. You never want to send your link for anything until you've qualified them. And the only way you can qualify them is to ask some questions. Qualifying is just making sure that that person, it makes sense for them to potentially take a next step with you. So if you are in network marketing, how would you qualify someone? Well, someone earlier said that they help people reduce inflammation and just feel better. Well, if you want to qualify that person, you can say, hey, I'm actually, I'm a brand influencer for a product line. It specifically focuses on reducing inflammation, just allowing people to feel better in their bodies and, be able to move and be active with their kids. I'd love to tell you more about that. Is that something that resonates with you? Is that anything that you're working on in your, for your own physical, in your health? And the person's like, oh no, I'm good. I have zero inflammation. They're not qualified. They're not interested. It's okay. Who cares? Most people are going to go, let me get out the laundry list of all the inflammation I have in my body and the 12 different issues I have going on. But we won't know that until we ask questions. Or what if they're in your same network marketing company, right? Or they've done it before, or they tried that product and it didn't work for them, or whatever the thing is. Okay. Of course, you can continue to qualify and have more of a discussion around that. But you have to start with the questions. You have to get to know them. You need to identify the pain points. A pain point is, what is their specific issue? So in that example, if I asked them, yeah, I specialize in a product line that reduces inflammation. It allows people to feel better in their bodies and just be able to be active with their kids. I mostly work with other moms. Does any of that resonate with you? Is that a challenge that you have in your own health? And if the person's like, yeah, a little bit, or sometimes, right? I need to know more. That's not enough. Oh, well, tell me a little bit about that. Is this something that's been going on for a while? Is there any other, supplements or anything else that you're trying? So when they go, well, yeah, I tried everything and nothing's working. I used to be able to run and I can't run anymore. You've just identified the pain point. So now I can say to them, oh, yeah, that was me, which was true. But yeah, oh, you know what? Susie is a customer of mine. She's been on these products for 2 years and she runs every day now, or most days of the week, where she couldn't run before. I'd love to tell you more about that. Okay. So you want to have the pain points figured out before you go to number 5. Number 5 is you're going to offer a solution. Okay. Number 5 is you're going to offer a solution. So the solution would be for them to take the next step with you. You have to offer the solution. You can't just say, oh, that's great. Or not that's great, but oh, so sorry to hear about your inflammation. Yeah, that's what our products do. No, that doesn't work. You think that they're going to be like, oh, can I buy that from you? They're not going to. They're waiting for you to ask them. Okay. So you're going to offer a solution. Oh, well, geez, I'd love to get you feeling better again. So let's do this. We do have a 30-day money back guarantee, so you can try it without any risk. Would you like to go ahead and place an order and see how it works for you? And then of course you can upsell them with any other products that you have and go from there. But if you don't ask the question and offer the solution, you haven't completed the entire sales process in Messenger. Okay. And at any point, if you can hop on a call, I wouldn't hop on a phone call typically if it's a customer, but I will hop on the call if it's someone who is going to join a team, join your team, or become a client. Yes, absolutely, because the price point investment is a little bit higher for them. But most of the time, you can absolutely manage all of this in Messenger. Okay. So those are the 5 steps that I want you to encourage you to incorporate inside of Messenger so that we can really start closing sales and feel more in control than you're probably feeling right now. Okay. So while I have you guys on here, I want to remind you, if you just drop the word link in the comments on Facebook, on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio. Same thing on LinkedIn, there should be a link there, or it's in the featured section, the very first item in the featured section. And then YouTube, you can just comment link, we'll get it to you. But we have a brand new boot camp coming up, Enroll Like a Boss. Okay, it's time to learn how to increase recruitment if you're in network marketing, how to get more clients if you're in a service-based industry. Like, there are so many strategies that you can implement, and most likely there's just a few things missing, or what you've been doing isn't working anymore and you need some new ideas. This is absolutely what's working today. So we have a 5-day challenge, a boot camp coming up, November 7th. You do need to enroll for it and grab the workbook and get into the Facebook group for it. So make sure you put linking and get all that situated. And then if you haven't already, I do want to encourage you to enroll or upgrade into VIP. VIP is going to be extra sessions every day with me privately in a Zoom session. So you can get direct coaching. We can walk through whatever the topics were for the day and give you just really practical application for whatever has you stuck or whatever you need to figure out in your own business. Okay, so we're going to go over everything from your content, generating leads, how to have conversations with people, how to close those sales, getting organized, creating some automation into your business, and really getting a good follow-up strategy in place as well. Like, this is going to be pure fire. We have so many people who've already enrolled for this, and we just announced it like yesterday. So I can tell you guys are really excited about this topic, which is awesome. And please, after you register for it, share it in your stories and tag me at the Goal Digger Girl. I want to give you a shout out for that. And please share this as well. So you can take a picture of me, yay, throw it in your stories and tag me at the Goal Digger Girl, letting me know your favorite part of the training today. And I would love to give you a shout out for that as well. All right. Thanks for being on, guys. I so appreciate you as always. And until next time, get lit in your business and set your soul on fire. We'll see you soon. My company is called The Goal Digger Girl, and we serve female entrepreneurs, teaching them how to use social media. So simple systems, online strategies, and sales and marketing. So really anyone who wants to be able to take their brick and mortar online or maybe scale their business, monetize their personal brand, we teach them exactly how to do it through social media. For me personally, I was a selfish reason to come onto social. I was flying all over the country. I was doing weekend events. I was missing my kids. I just was missing all the things. And I thought, gosh, if I could do this from my cell phone, that's going to allow me to have that time freedom. So that's why I got on. But when I started having these different niches, different industries of women coming, I realized anybody can sell on social. Anyone can build a business. As we've seen, we really don't know what the future looks like. So being able to pivot and take your maybe brick and mortar offline and add an online dimension can be so powerful for anyone. The ultimate mission is to allow women to own their voice, own their worth, and know that they can make a difference. If we can ignite a fire in others, then they're going to show up differently. They're going to show up as a different wife, a different mom. And that starts to impart that, change in a community. And with social media, I mean, you literally can impact people all around the world. So what kind of gets me out of bed in the morning and keeps me up late at night is this drive that I have to ignite the fire in others, to inspire change, lasting change for themselves, their families, their communities, and eventually, I really think we can change the world. For those that are wanting to know more about what we do and how they can get into our community, head to our website, thegoaldiggergirl, GOAL.com, and you're going to see a spot to enroll into our free community and come hang out with us. We have content. I do brand new trainings in there every single week. We have guest trainers. And then follow me anywhere on social for new content. I am literally on every platform. You can find me at The Goal Digger Girl on Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, wherever you're hanging out. I'd love to connect with you. Definitely shoot me a DM and say hello.